What's going on, guys? So today I'm going to talk about something that is not really what I would deem to be an exciting topic. It's not something funny and it's not something really super upbeat, but it is hugely important. Today I want to talk about depression. We know depression is an epidemic. We know it is at epidemic levels. We've all known at least one person. Actually, you know what? We've at least known 10 people. Every single one of you has known at least 10 people that has had depression and you don't even know it yet. So I came across a post. I got sent it on social media. Today I may even, you know what, after this video, I'm gonna put the link in the description. It is on Facebook. So I wrote this comment when I reshared it in response. It says, when you have depression, few people will ever know. Watch for the signs and the red flags. Watch for the people who are normally very outgoing that become a recluse. Notice when people have stopped smiling, particularly when they normally smile. Notice when people look a bit down more often than not. They don't need you to fix them. They just need you to let them know you care. They just need you to let them know that you noticed they're not quite their usual self, and that if they need anything, you're there and you give a shit. They just need to know they're not alone in this world, and that if they were gone, someone who cares about them would notice and miss them. Now, I speak as someone who's been through deep depression a couple of times in the past. So one of the times was when I was married. Obviously I'm not anymore, I haven't been for a while. And that was as a result of basically feeling lonely in my marriage, even though it was a very short time in. There was numerous factors that contributed to it. Won't go into those. And there was other times, and you know what, usually, almost always, my depression that I've experienced, and different people have different reasons for experiencing depression, almost always it's because I don't feel like anybody cares enough to miss me if I'm gone. You know, when everything's criticism and nothing's thank you. When nobody calls you, when you just sit in your room alone, in your house, and it's like, if I didn't call anyone, or if I didn't respond to any emails, no one would even notice. It'd just be like, oh yeah, well, he's probably just busy. And you know, we always think that people are probably just busy. You know, another thing that I've noticed as well, and look, this could be just an idea that I had. I don't know if this is rooted in truth or not, but I'd say it would be for some people. I genuinely feel if people that love and care, that you have a great relationship with, don't respond to your messages asking how you are. Like, if I was to send any of you guys a message and say, oh, hey, how's it going? And you didn't reply, I'd probably start to worry that something was going on with you, you know? Like, there've been times where I've had a huge buildup of messages and I haven't even received that many messages, and I've just had a whole heap of messages in my inbox unread. Right? Whole heap of messages in my inbox unread. Because what do I say to that person when they say, how you doing? You okay? Do I say, no, I'm not okay? What, am I then obligated to open up to those people? You know? I remember when I was I'd basically separated from my soon-to-be ex-wife. And it was really interesting. I don't even know how this guy knew. Hadn't seen this guy since I was in high school. And that had been like almost 20 years. I'm 38 now. I was in high school like when I was 16, 17. So yeah, like, 20, 21 years. And this guy just reached out to me. In fact, I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to find the message that he sent me. I'm going to share it with you guys live right now. I'm obviously not going to give his name for privacy purposes. This guy reached out to me out of nowhere. I literally cannot remember. I literally hadn't spoken to him since school, but he'd added me on Facebook at some point, and it was a couple of years that he'd added me, and then just all of a sudden he just picked up that something wasn't quite right. Because I saw a video today and it was talking about Robin Williams and Avicii. How those guys, they're always smiling, they look like they got it made, and then you realize that they don't. And, it really was quite a sobering reality for me to watch that video. Because I realized that there's probably a lot of people in my life that I wasn't there for when they needed me. And just to be aware of those red flags, when I've been going through depression and when people reach out to me, and let me know in some way or another that they notice something's up and they care, that's usually been what's actually lifted me out and set me on an upward trajectory to get out of that hole that I was in. So I'm just gonna, I've got this message here. This guy said to me, he said it to me, what was it? So 2.5 months after my separation, he said, "Mate, how are you?" This is I have not spoken to this guy in 20 years. He said, "Mate, how are you? I've noticed you've had a man, I'm going to get emotional here, so. He said, "Mate, how are you? I've noticed you've had a bad run of recent times. Anything I could help with?" And by the way, the reason that I'm probably going to get emotional here is because this guy had no idea how much of an impact he would have on my life by simply sending me that message. I said, "I can't tell you how appreciative I am of you sending me a message to ask how I'm doing and what you could do to help. I'm just working super hard and super long hours at the moment because I need to pull together about 40 grand to be able to finalize this marriage separation to save myself from having to sell my properties." And I didn't really have any equity in this, so I would have basically walked out with nothing or negative. I said, "The real solution is for me to get a side business rolling that will make a strong income for me in addition to my current work." He said, so this guy wrote to me, "Mate, sounds stressful. Rolling out a side avenue of income is very hard to pull off, so best of luck. If things get a little too stressful and you need some bucks to get by, just send me a message. Hope you get through this hard patch fast. Hard times always makes people stronger in the long term." And I said, "Mate, totally agree with the hard time strengthening one as a person. From the bottom of my heart. Thank you for the incredibly generous gesture of offering financial help. I'm not good at accepting this kind of generosity, so I'll be doing everything within my power to make happen what I need to make happen without putting my hand out. And if I were to get that desperate, I could only accept an interim loan to be repaid in full under an agreed schedule. My goal would be to replace my primary income with my side income once it becomes big enough. Also, I wanted to congratulate you on your big sale," because this guy has got a business and he works in sales. That's all the information I'm going to give for obvious reasons. So yeah, I saw your post. Are you the owner of the business? He goes, "Thanks, mate. Yeah, I've owned it for about 15 years. Been a great business. Flick me your account details. I'd like to give you a few bucks to make sure you get a few nice meals into you. I always find when things are hard to go blow a few bucks on a nice meal always makes me think more positively." Now, this guy had nothing to gain from this, but he did it anyway. And at the time, I was really, really in dire straits. So I said, can you send me your account details as well so I can pay you back when the time is right? And then I flicked him my account details. He said, thanks for the offer, but I'm all good, mate. I've been very lucky over the years. You should see a few bucks in your account tomorrow. Best of luck. I'm sure you'll be back on your feet in no time. Just stay positive. So I responded, thank you so much. Words can't express my gratitude. I will get back on my feet properly very soon, and I'll make sure to keep you posted on my progress. So much love and appreciation for your kindness. He said, my pleasure, mate. All the best. You know what he did? He sent me $500. Not expecting anything in return. Altruism at its purest. And so what I did with it was I used the money to purchase a month worth of meal prep at a discounted rate from a friend of mine who had a business doing that. So I prepaid for 4 weeks and I got a good discount. And I said to him, thank you so much for, I checked my bank account today and I was a little overwhelmed. Again, thank you so much for your kindness. I used the money to prepare the month of food. So to purchase the month of pre-prepared food. Generosity never goes unrewarded. One day I'll make it up to you in some way or another. And he said, my pleasure, keep well. And then you know what he did? In 6 months, he checked up on me again. What a fucking stand-up guy. You know what I mean? What a stand-up guy. So, you know, and look, guys, I know most of us have probably been through it ourselves at one stage. All I can ask of you is that if you notice that things aren't quite right with somebody, even if that somebody's not that close to you, like you don't even need to go out of your way. You just need to let them know that someone noticed they weren't okay. Because that's seriously all it takes, guys. That's all it fucking takes. Like, it's so simple, yet we quite often just overlook it. We've got our head down. And you know, I don't blame anyone for having their head down. You know, life's busy. We got shit going on, you know, we're focusing on moving forward, progressing. But sometimes it's important to just like get our peripheral vision, you know, have a look at people, look at their faces. Guys, I'd really love you to go and all go and have a look at the thumbnail of this video. It's a picture of Robin Williams. You know, this guy who brought so much laughter and happiness and excitement, you know. Remember the movie Patch Adams? Like, I love that, fucking love that movie. And when you look at the photo in the thumbnail of this video, you can see the sadness behind. And I don't know if you guys remember that song by Limp Bizkit, Behind Blue Eyes. It says, nobody knows what it's like to be the bad man, to be the sad man behind blue eyes. Go and check out the lyrics to that song, Behind Blue Eyes by Limp Bizkit. Very, very powerful song. You know, and I want you to think about anyone in your life who maybe isn't quite themselves, or who's gone a bit quiet, or you haven't heard from for a while, or they've just gone off the radar. Just reach out and touch them, you know. Just reach, not literally, obviously, because #me too, but just reach out to them, because, you know, we're going through some, you know, we're going through some shit right now, guys. Like, we got feminists saying that we've got it so easy. Like, we don't have it easy. We really don't. Like, shit's hard, you know. So, I guess that's all I wanted to share with you guys today. You know, that video I watched really summed me up, and I am going to put a link in it. Legalizer Ant says my right nut exploded on No Nut November. It sucks. Oh, this guy. And Brizzy Boys lost 2 friends to suicide this year from relationship breakups, and I had no idea as they hide it from me so well. No matter what help I offered, it almost killed me. So yeah, like, if you notice that, like, if you know that someone's gone through a really tough situation, a really tough breakdown in a relationship, they lost their job, you know, they're going through a really tough time financially, even if they're saying everything's okay, just speak to them, you know, just speak to them and just say, hey man, look, you know, I know that's can be really tough to lose your job. I don't know how it feels to be you right now, but I really actually care. I really genuinely care, and I want to let you know that if you weren't around, I'd miss you. So if you're thinking about doing anything like that, please just call me, because I do care. Just something like that, it doesn't have to be, you don't have to be their daily therapist, but just let them know you care. So, and it doesn't matter if those people are men or women, honestly. Like, I know, we're against feminism because, well, anyone who's a feminist won't understand why, because they've been indoctrinated. But anyone who is a rational, logical human being will understand why. But I don't know where we go from here, guys. I know I've said that a lot, but I really, really don't. Seriously. And Seven just says, and by the way, thank you for your email, Seven. I hope you got my reply. Seven said, Robin Williams gives us a good example of how we should watch out for the tears of a clown. Sometimes when you see a brother overly upbeat, it can be a cover for what's really going on. So that is 100% true. And Mr. Man says, support is a huge help, Sydney. I am living proof there are good people in the world. I still remember the day where I got an email from Mr. Man saying that he dropped a particular part of his YouTube name just to go to Mr. Man. And I gotta say, like, it was very humbling that I could be a part of that. So, all right, man, I'm out of here. Guys, if you do want to check out my raw and uncut stuff, head on over to patreon.com/Sydney MGTOW and pledge $1 or more a month. You'll get my entire back catalogue from a little while. And you'll continue to get daily videos in addition to these videos that I do now. That's where I just basically go raw and I don't hold back. Mr. Man's one of my patrons and he says, love your Patreon. Appreciate you, Mr. Man. I'm glad you're enjoying it, bro. And Harry M says, you saved my life, that's for sure. Harry M, brother, I really, really appreciate that, man. And I hope that things like this that let you know that you're not alone, Harry M, help you to find peace in your life and let go of any anger and resentment from experiences you've had, because you can't change the past. You can only plan for the future. And I always suggest to plan for the worst and hope for the best. That's really fundamentally part of the way that I live my life, because if you do that, then a worst case scenario happens, you're prepared for it. But if the best happens, it's like, fuck, I hope for it to happen. Like, this is awesome. Find your purpose, guys. If you don't have a sense of purpose, if you don't feel purpose, like, when I first started doing this channel, some of you guys may have noticed that I was pretty angry in the beginning when I started my channel. And you will have probably noticed that I've really found my inner zen and my peace. And a lot of that I found through you guys. A lot of that I actually found through speaking to all of you. A lot of it I found through knowing that I'm making a difference. Because I didn't know when I first started this channel that I was going to make a difference to any of you. I didn't know I was going to end up having 13,000, 14,000 subscribers. I could have never imagined that. It still blows me away to this day. And, there's some people who just come here for me ripping on thoughts. There's some people who come here for, my intro. There's some people who come here for the shirt. There's some people who come here for the live chat and different things. People come here for all sorts of reasons, but I'm glad you guys come here and I'm glad that I can help. That's the main thing. Anyway, guys, as I said, if you want to head on over to my raw content, which I do upload every single day, usually staggered roughly about 12 hours from now. So it's 6:30 p.m. Sydney time now, and I have a scheduled upload of my videos behind a paywall at 6:30 a.m. Sydney time. So every 12 hours, new Sydney if you're a patron. But yeah, I just mainly did that so that I can tone it down a little on this channel and bring more meaningful content for you guys. So thank you again. I really appreciate you. Patreon.com/SydneyMGTOW for the raw stuff. If you want to just donate, PayPal.me/SydneyMGTOW. And if you just want to email me, if you want to do a collaboration to help other men, if you want to share your experience, if there's something profound that you have to share with me, please just flick me an email. I'll be happy to hear from you. And if I don't reply immediately, I do apologize. Just got a lot of emails, and I am working through them from the older ones forward. So, and David C says, I'm here for the truth. Yes, you are, David C, and I'm going to keep bringing it to you. Appreciate you guys. I'm out of here for now, and I will catch you guys very, very soon. And Helena Hedge Trimming, it's not a British accent, but my dad is Scottish. My mum's Aussie, so I got some sort of fusion of all that somehow. I don't know how. All right, I'm out here. Appreciate you guys. Peace.